Hi friends. On July 20th, 1973, the world lost Bruce Lee in Hong Kong. He was only 32 years old. The man who redefined martial arts on screen died suddenly, and a global legend was born. Yet, decades later, another name would dominate pop culture in a completely different way. Chuck Norris. This is not a story of who was better. This is the real history of why the world seems to love Chuck Norris more. In 1964, at the Long Beach International Karate Championships in California, two men crossed paths. One was Bruce Lee, already respected in martial arts circles. The other was Carlos Ray Norris, a US Air Force veteran who had learned Tang Soo Do while stationed in South Korea. 3 years later, in 1967, Norris won the middleweight karate championship, a title he would defend for 6 consecutive years. He remained undefeated in competition until his retirement in 1974. Bruce Lee, meanwhile, was creating a new philosophy. He rejected rigid styles and founded Jeet Kune Do in 1967, a system based on efficiency, directness, and personal freedom. Lee became the star of the Green Hornet in 1966, then of the Big Boss in 1971, Fist of Fury in 1972, and finally, Enter the Dragon in 1973. That same year, Chuck Norris appeared with Bruce Lee in Way of the Dragon. Their legendary fight in the Roman Colosseum became one of cinema's most studied and respected martial arts scenes. But then, history changed. Bruce Lee died in 1973. His career ended suddenly. His legend froze in time. Chuck Norris's career did not. In the late 1970s and 1980s, Norris became the face of American action cinema. Films such as Good Guys Wear Black, 1978, The Octagon, 1980, and Missing in Action, 1984. He was no longer just a martial artist. He became a symbol of Cold War American toughness. But it was television that transformed him forever. In 1993, CBS launched Walker, Texas Ranger. The show ran for 8 seasons and 203 episodes, reaching millions of homes every week. While Bruce Lee's films were legendary but limited in number, Norris's image entered family living rooms for nearly a decade. A new generation grew up with him as the protector, the judge, and the warrior. Then came the internet. In 2005, a series of satirical Chuck Norris Facts began appearing on comedy websites. Chuck Norris doesn't sleep, he waits. Time waits for no one, except Chuck Norris. These jokes were deliberately exaggerated and obviously fictional, but they made him a meme icon at the exact moment social media was exploding. Bruce Lee became a philosopher, Jean-Claude Van Damme became a cult star. Chuck Norris became a global joke, a meme, and a myth, all at the same time. Jean-Claude Van Damme's journey started in Belgium, where he trained in karate and kickboxing. He moved to the United States and found stardom in 1988 with Bloodsport, followed by Kickboxer and Universal Soldier. His athleticism was undeniable. His splits became legendary. But his career was affected by injuries, Hollywood conflict, and personal struggles in the 1990s. Chuck Norris, however, cultivated a different image. He spent decades working with the United Service Organizations, USO, promoting fitness for children, and in 2006, founded the Kickstart Kids martial arts program, aimed at building discipline and self-control in American schools. He was not just an actor. He became a symbol of discipline, patriotism, and old-school American values. Another factor, language and accessibility. Bruce Lee's greatest impact was philosophical, martial, and cinematic. But his films were often subtitled or dubbed for Western audiences. Chuck Norris spoke directly to the American public in its own cultural and political language. He appeared in commercials, interviews, fitness books, charity campaigns, and churches. His image was familiar. His name was easy to turn into legend. And then there is the final truth. Chuck Norris never tried to be more than he was. He did not present himself as a philosopher like Lee or as a complex artist like Van Damme. He presented himself simply as the tough, silent protector. And that, in popular culture, is often the most powerful role of all. Bruce Lee changed the world with ideas. Jean-Claude Van Damme changed action cinema with movement. But Chuck Norris changed popular memory with consistency and myth. History teaches us this. The strongest fighters do not always win the most fights, but the most familiar face is the one the world remembers.